Hello guys. So in this session we are going to learn how to secure Grafana with Nginx, reverse proxy and guarding. So let's start. So first of all we need to understand the steps for installation of Nginx. So let's start to install Nginx. So first of all, as you can see here, I successfully launched my instance. As you can see, I have successfully connected to my terminal. So let's start to install Nginx first. So that's why I'm going to update my system package first to install Nginx. So it's done. Now it's time to install Nginx on Ubuntu. So as you can see, it's installing Nginx on Ubuntu. Okay, it's done. Now let's check your Nginx web server. So first of all, now we will check whether it's active running or not. So first of all, I'm going to enable Nginx first. Then let's start and let's check the status. As you can see, it's active running. That means we have successfully installed Nginx. Okay. Now, if we have successfully installed Nginx, then let's check on browser. So copy your instance IP and hit on browser. You will have Nginx page. So as you can see, welcome to Nginx. That means we have successfully installed Nginx. Okay, it's done. Now, the next step is, as you can see, the next step, we need to create our own website on Nginx server. So default page is placed in this location. Okay. So you can place your static page here or use virtual host and place it the other location. So virtual host is mention of hosting multiple domains name on the same server. So let's create a simple HTML page in this location. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to this location. And in this location, I'm going to create this directory with the name tutorial.devopsin.xyz. And let's inside this directory that we have created using cd command. And in this directory, let's create the HTML page. So I'm going to use this VI editor and I'm going to create this index.html page here. And in this page, I'm going to paste this below files, below lines. And the page is engineers. As you can see, hello engineers. Okay. So let's save the file. So this is the VI editor. So first of all, press escape, W2 exclamation and enter. So it's done. We have successfully created our file. Okay. After that, the next step is setting up a server block, that means on Nginx server. Okay. So as you can see here, to set up virtual host, we need to create this file. Okay. In this directory, we need to create this file. So for this tutorial, we will make the site available in 80 port. Okay. You can change it if you want to like to. Okay, if you want to change, then you can change this port number. So I'm going to inside this location, this directory first of all. And in this directory, I'm going to create this file tutorial.devopsin.xyz. And in this file, I'm going to paste these lines. So check for one server name. And here, as you can see, the server name and the so on here, the details you can see, right? So here root directory where we have placed our .html file and index is used to specify available when visiting root directory of site, and server name can be anything you want because you aren't pointed to any real domain now. Okay, so I'm going to save this file and exit. Okay, after that here I'm going to run this command. You can see here the command root is directory where we placed our HTML. Okay. So now here you can see next let's enable the file by creating this link to the site enabled directory which Nginx reads from during setup. So I'm going to run this command. And now let's access in browser. So how to access? So first of all, you need to copy this. Okay. You need to copy this and sorry. First of all, you need to add DNS record on GoDaddy. Okay. So first of all, as you can see, the next step is okay. It's done. Okay. First of all, you can see the next step is you need to add DNS record on GoDaddy. Okay, so first of all, we need to add DNS records. So on your domain, so I'm going to use this GoDaddy domain. So as you can see here, DNS management. So first of all, we need to add DNS records. So as you can see, I'm going to use this record, and in this DNS management, I'm going to add the record. So first of all, here I'm going to choose a type and name. I'm going to enter a tutorial for name and value. In this value, you need to copy paste your public IP. Okay, instance public IP and TTL is custom and the seconds is 600. Click on save. And as you can see, DNS record has been successfully updated. As you can see, my DNS record here. Right? Okay. Now, okay. Now it's done. Okay. We have successfully added our DNS record here. Now, the next step is here. We need to activating virtual host and testing result. Okay. So as you can see, to make our site working, simply restart Nginx service. Okay. So let's restart the Nginx service. Okay. And as you can see, let's check if everything works as should. Then open newly created site in web browser. Remember that we use 80 port. Okay. So how to check? Simply, sorry, here. Simply copy your name. That means your DNS name and your DNS management name. Okay. My name is here tutorial.devopsin.xyz because as you can see here, the name is tutorial and DNS management is devopsin.xyz. So that's why here I'm going to enter tutorial.devopsin.xyz colon 80. As you can see, hello Nginx. We have just configured our Nginx web server on Ubuntu server that we have created here. As you can see, in this file, HTML file, we have mentioned this code, right? We have just configured our Nginx web server and so on, right? You can see the result. Okay, so it's done. Okay. Okay. So it's done. Now the next step is steps for installing Grafana on Nginx server. So now it's time to install Grafana. So let's install Grafana. So first of all, I'm going to copy this command to install JPG keys. So I'm going to clear my screen first. Then after that, let's add the repository to apt sources. Enter to continue. Okay, it's done. Now it's time to update the system package. And after that, let's install the Grafana. So, yep, I'm going to install Grafana. And after installing Grafana, let's start the Grafana server. So as you can see, it's installing Grafana. It takes few seconds to install. Okay. Now let's start the Grafana server. After that, let's enable the Grafana and let's check the status. So as you can see, it's done. We are successfully installing Grafana. Okay, so it's done. Now, after that, after installing Grafana, here you can see here the next step is here setting up the reverse proxy. Okay, so how to settings up? So here first of all, open the engineer's configuration file you created when you set up the Nginx server block, which let's encrypt the prerequisites, and you can use any text editor, but for this tutorial we will use nano editor. So I'm going to open this file and I'm going to update this file. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to remove this and I'm going to update this using this code from here to here. Okay, so let's update. So let's save the file and exit. For once, let's check. Okay, as you can see, our server, that Grafana port number is 3000, the port server port is 80, and the name is tutorial.devops.xyz and so on. So it's done. Let's save the file and exit. Okay, it's done, right? After that here, once you are done, say save and close file. Then after that, now test the new setting to make sure everything is configured correctly. So how to check? So you can run this command. After that, you will have a message successful. So as you can see, it's okay. Syntax is okay and successful. That means it's done. Now let's clear the screen. Okay. So after that here, you will receive a following output, right? Like that. Now finally activate the changes by reloading this engineers. Okay. So let's run this command to activate the changes. Okay. Now you can access the default Grafana login screen by pointing your web browser. Okay. So how to log in Grafana? So your web browser. So your browser name is, as you can see, access the Grafana login page and how your domain name. So my domain name is here. So let's enter my domain name. Tutorial dot dot xyz. Right. Enter. So as you can see, the login page of Grafana, you can see. Tutorial.devops.xyz. There is a network issue. Wait a second. I'm going to check my Grafana status. As you can see, it's active running. Check for once. going to run this command again. It's okay, successful. After that, I'm going to reload the Nginx. No need to 20,000. Now, as you can see, I'm going to refresh my page. Which page? That are Nginx, right? So we have installed Grafana on this. So as you can see, the login page of Grafana, right? That means we have successfully installed Grafana. Okay. Now, as you can see here, you can see we have successfully installed Grafana. Okay. So as you know how to log into Grafana, so the default page, default username is admin and password also admin, right? If you want, then you can enter a name and click on login. So as of now, I'm going to skip this update password. So as you can see, the welcome to Grafana. Okay, that means we have successfully installed Grafana. So here to secure domain on Nginx with Certbot, there let's encrypt the certificate authority that's here, right? Certificate authority that provides an easy way to obtain and install free TLS or SSL certificates. So thereby enabling encrypted HTTPS on web servers, and it simplifies the process by providing a software client certbot that attempts to automate most of the required steps. So currently the entire process of obtaining and installing a certificate is fully automated on both Apache and Nginx. Okay. Now the next step is for securing domain on Nginx with Let's Encrypt. Okay. So first of all, we need to installing Certbot on Ubuntu. So let's start. So let's scroll down, and here as you can see, okay, as you can see, first of all here, install the here installing the Certbot on Ubuntu. So let's install this using this command. So first of all, let's clear the screen and let's install using these following commands. So after that, the next step is confirming Nginx configuration. So here, Certbot needs to be able to find the correct server block in your Nginx configuration. So for it to be able to automatically configure SSL, specifically, it's done this by looking for a server name, directive, and matches the domain you request a certificate for. So to check and open the configuration file for your domain using nano and favorite text editors, I'm going to run this command. Open my file. And as you can see here, you can see it doesn't update it to match. Then save the file and quit your editor. Okay, so I'm going to exit. Now after that, it doesn't update. Okay, then save the file and quit editor. Then verify syntaxes of your configuration editors. So to verify, I'm going to run this command. Okay, it's successful as you can see. Okay. After that here, you will if you get an error, then reopen the server block and check the file and enter any missing characters. Okay. Now after that, I'm going to reload my Nginx to save changes. Okay. Now the next step is here. Next step, allowing HTTPS through the firewall. Okay. So as you can see, to allowing firewalls. Okay, so for that, if you have the UTF firewalls enabled as recommended by the prerequisite guide, you will need to adjust the settings to allow for HTTPS traffics. Okay, so for that, you can see the current setting by types. Here I am going to check the UFW status. It's inactive, so you need to enable first. So let's enter the following command: sudo UFW enable. Now, if you want to check the status, now you can see it's active, right? If you have inactive, then you can run the simply command sudo ufw enable. Now, right? Now I need to run this command to follow my Nginx full. Then allow open SSH. Now, then allow this 443 TCP. Okay, it's done. Okay. Now, after that here, we need to obtaining an SSL certificate. So, Certbot provides a variety of way to obtain SSL certificates through plugins, and the Nginx plugins will take care of reconfiguring Nginx and reloading the config whenever necessary. So, to use these plugins, type these following commands. Okay, here first of all, we need to enter this command here. Let's check for once tutorial.devopsin.xyz. Okay. So you need to enter your email address here. Okay. Yes. Yes. Requesting a certificate for tutorial.devopsin.xyz. So as you can see, it's successfully receiving the certificate, deploying successfully, and so on. It's done. Okay. So it's done. Now, after that here, the next step is verifying certbot auto renewal. So here, let's encrypt certificate are only valid for 90 days. So this is encourage users to automate their certificate renewal process, and the certbot package we install take care of this for us by adding a systemic time that we will run twice a day and automatically renew any certificate that within 30 days of expiration. Then you can query the status of the timer with systemctl. Okay. So if you want to check the status, then you can run this command to check the status with systemctl. It's actively running. Wait a second. Okay. Now it's activating. Okay, you can see. Okay. Now let's clear the screen first. Now after that here, to test the renewal process, you can do or try with run this command if you want. So if you see no errors, then you are all set. When necessary, Certbot will renew your certificate and reload Nginx to pick up the changes. And if the automated renewal process ever fails, Let's Encrypt will send a message to your email you specified warning your event certificate is about to expire. So there is no any error. Now the next step is we need to update the security inbound rules. Okay, you need to update the security inbound rules. So let's go to your security group. Okay. So first of all, as you can see here, not secure. Right. As you can see, your connection to this side is not secure. Okay. Now let's go to the security. Go to the inbound rules. So here you need to add three rules. Which three rules? Okay. As you can see, HTTPS, HTTP, and SH. You need to add these three rules here. Okay. So as of now, I'm going to delete this. Okay. Now let's add rule here. HTTPS. And click on save. Save rules. And let's refresh the page, and as you can see here now, view site information. Okay. Now the next step is check your domain SSL. Let's encrypt certificate on browser. Click on it and go to the connection secure. Certificate is valid, and as you can see, your certificate issued to, issued by, valid period, and so on. Right. So as you can see, command name, common name is tutorial.sin.xyz, right? Organization, issued, and so on. Okay. So this tutorial empowers you to efficiently deploy and secure Grafana or Ubuntu 24.0 for LTS using Nginx. And by following these steps, you enhance your monitoring capabilities with Grafana while ensuring a robust and secure environment combining effective data visualization and Nginx added layer of protection. Okay, so it's done. Right. So in this session, first of all, here we have installed Nginx, Grafana, right, and source. So in this session, we have learned how to secure Grafana with Nginx, reverse proxy, and set. So thank you for watching, and I hope you understand.